Well, hello there, my name is Wolfgang, and today we're going to be reading some reviews for zoos on Google. That's it. Not every intro needs to be a monologue. Alright, first review. 1 star. This is stupid. They lost my kid there, and now they selling him. By the way, nothing to do with this guy's review about his dumb kid being sold. But finding funny reviews for zoos is not an easy thing, because like 90% of them are just people ranting for 20 paragraphs about how the zoo is abusing animals because like the tiger looked depressed or something. So, mostly not very funny. I really had to dig for these. 3 stars. Amnials. 1 star. It is very confusing because you don't know where you're going. Their mouths aren't helpful. 1 star. Zoo. More like boo. Am I right? Am I right? Hey, what are you guys, woke or something? Come on. 1 star. Yo, help. It's your boy Harambe. I'm stuck. There had to be one Harambe. Alright, we got it out of the way. But this review was posted 2 years ago. Like, the Harambe thing was in 2016. Let it go. It's not even the same zoo. It's a completely different zoo. It's not even related. This is giving the same vibe as, like, the Japanese soldier who kept fighting for 30 years after World War II. 2 stars. My daughter got her face painted and it was done horribly. It didn't look like the picture. You can't see the eyes, mouth, or nostrils that well, and it was $18. I'm so angry. What a ripoff. Alright, let's see the daughter's face paint. It can't be that bad, right? I kind of feel like I could do better. I think an actual monkey could do better than that, actually. Did they let one of the monkeys paint this? Because it kind of looks like a self-portrait by like a chimpanzee. I mean, at least I can tell what animal it is. I think, unless it's like a brown bowling pin with ears. Could be that. Maybe like a frog. I mean, I don't know why there's like stink lines coming out. Oh, that's supposed to be grass. Anyway, totally worth 18 hard-earned dollars. Price high. Food costs too much. Not clean. Stink. Whew. 1 star. Next time I'll just drive to Banff. At least the animals there will actually show up. Now you may be wondering, hey Wolfgang, that's not that funny. Why is this one included? Well, if you look closely, you'll see that there are quotation marks around the review. Which obviously, this person didn't add quotation marks themselves. They very clearly used ChatGPT to come up with this review, and then copy-pasted it without removing the quotes. Really, buddy? You needed the robot to write that one sentence for you? Couldn't have come up with that one on your own? Alright, 2 stars. I visited the zoo on 1 star. It smells like animals. Oh, really? Oh! The place full of animals? No, it couldn't be. Impossible. Say it ain't so. Robin says, 1 star. You can't afford to go. The prices are expensive. Excuse you, Robin? You don't know what I can and can't afford. I'm one of the most famous YouTubers in the world. You think I can't afford to go to the zoo? Money is nothing to me, alright? Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean a damn thing. Tell you that. One star. I went to the zoo. 1 star. The lady at Zoo Grill who works as distributing food to customer, very complex way to say like the person behind the cashier basically, said the bug on the cheese is a pepper. Ready to report to health department. Happened on to who cares. So yeah, this person got a meal from the Zoo Grill and apparently they said that the bug was a pepper. I don't know. That could be a pepper. I'm not totally convinced. I love the audacity to tell somebody to their face that this thing with 6 legs is in fact not a bug, but a vegetable. What are you, stupid? Just eat it. Yar, 1 star. Didn't have much time to enjoy myself there. 1 star. Road staff. Well, that's some very accommodating staff, if they let you do that. Ow! Very accommodating staff, if they let you do that. I mean, it sounds like a good time. Alright, sorry, I'm done. Not fun. Because people are rude, and 1 star. Had an amazing time at the zoo and all the animals are very well looked after and the staff are great. Alright, so far so good. Why do you leave it 1 star? Just a shame it's in Birmingham. There you go. 1 star because of where it's physically located. As if that's something they can, control or fix. Hey zoo owners, why don't you just take the zoo and push it somewhere else? Also, I like this review because it reminds me of that video about the happiest man in Birmingham. This one.
Birmingham is a fucking shithole. I hate
that guy. 1 star. Terrible. Hated it. The animals were so happy. And evidently, I don't want the animals to be happy. I guess I want them to be miserable because I'm an asshole. 1 star. I like tiger. 1 star. I don't hate it. I love it. Which is why I left it 1 star. Fuck you. Jerry has something to say, okay guys? Listen to Jerry. 1 star. Read this, okay? You're way too expensive, okay? Your employees are rude and take advantage, okay? I would like a reply. What kind of reply do you want, Jerry? How can you even reply to this? You know what would be really fucking awesome is if the zoo just replied to this review and just said, okay. Jerry, you are an interesting fellow, my man. Let's click on his profile and see what other places he's left reviews for. Okay, he reviewed the Cream Castle Drive-In, and he gave it 5 stars, and all he had to say was great foof. Thanks, Jerry. All right, back to the zoo reviews. 1 star, too much brids. I like how someone did the praying hands emoji to that one. Like, yeah, preach it, sister. Preach it. Too many brids. Prices were high. And half of exhibits were closed. This next one... 1 star, just passing through. 76 with heavy traffic. Still sat at 40 minutes on 76 West on motorcycle. Ugh, bumper to bumper. I think this guy was literally just driving by the zoo and he was like in traffic on the highway on his motorcycle and decided to leave a 1 star for the zoo and be like, yeah, I'm just passing by. I haven't been in it, but man, this traffic sure sucks. 1 star, Bronx Zoo, more like Bronx, where is the zoo? What the hell? What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, with the economy the way it's going, I mean, we're going to have to innovate in some way. I mean, things are not going to be exactly the same. All right, fun's over. All right, team, here at the zoo where animals are and also other things. Why did we name it that? It's a terrible name. We take our reviews very seriously, okay? We just got this review on Google from a Tanya. And I replied to her review. I said, hello, Tanya. Thank you for your feedback. I will pass it along to our park services department. So that's you guys, okay? All right, the joke is set up. It was awful. The train ride was awful. You have a girl riding on the train talking, and then she just stops talking. She don't tell you anything about the animals. You've barely seen any animals. Ambient, it's just awful. The money we paid to go to this zoo was not worth it at all. Never in my life will I ever go back to the zoo. Okay? All right, yeah. I think that we could actually implement a lot of those suggestions that she made. All right, get to work.
1 star. For starters, no toilet paper in the bathroom. If I could, would...
If you could what? Kitty? You can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that. 1 star, they now require the mark of the beast for entrance. Will not be supporting any business that enforces these satanic practices. Now you're probably wondering, what on earth could they mean by the mark of the beast is required to enter the zoo? What kind of establishment would need you to be a satanic, like what? Well, here's a hint. This was posted in 2022, okay? What were stupid people upset about in the year 2022? 1 star. I never went there. 1 star. I don't go there. Awesome. People just leaving reviews for places they haven't been to. And like 1 star, because fuck you, I guess. 1 star. Spent the day by myself. Oh, that one's just sad. That's sad. But again, it's not the zoo's fault that you don't have any friends. Like, where's the tiger? $18 per person to see a few animals asleep or animals too far away from view. Very expensive. And for some reason, he posted a photo of like sauce in a plastic cup. I don't know why. Is he asking where the tiger is? Like in the photo? Is he like, where's the tiger? Like, where's Waldo? Is that what he's implying? I don't think there's a tiger in that photo unless... Wait, that sauce is very orange. No, Phil, you're not sane. They couldn't. 1 star. There were more planes in the sky than animals. Well, why would there be animals in the sky? You see, kids, what I just did there is a grammatical joke based on a misplaced modifier, which is when a descriptive phrase, like in the sky, is placed in the sentence in a way where it can grammatically apply to more than one part of the sentence. This has been Wolfgang's Grammar Corner. I hope you learned something. Wait, actually, Wolfgang's Grammar Corner is going to come back for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the worst spelling of the word giraffes that I have ever seen. You ready? 1 star. Didn't see many animals. Very disappointed. No elephants. Garfast, etc. Yeah, just use whatever letters you want, buddy. Any letters. As long as the word starts with a G and there's an F somewhere in the middle, fuck it. Perfect. It works. 1 star. Haven't been to the zoo in many a year. My wife is disabled, so I can't go. Sorry. Now, I know that sounds bad, and I'm not laughing at this guy's disabled. That's not funny. That's not what I'm laughing about. Of course not. That would be horrible, okay? But I'm just baffled that he chose to actively look up a zoo on Google and then leave it a 1 star and say, I can't go because my wife is disabled. kind of seems like that was a very optional thing to do. I don't get it. Why did he do that? 1 star, they had a cat trapped above the Komodo dragon exhibit with a yellow and black kitten. Why? They were trapped in the heat. Did they feed live animals to the Komodo dragon? Now there's a story to this one, and I felt very lucky to find this review because it's very interesting. So I looked it up because of course I did. I mean, what's going on here? Why is there a cat in the Komodo dragon exhibit? Is this zoo actually feeding kittens to the reptiles? But apparently on this random day at the zoo, a 1-month-old feral kitten somehow fell into the exhibit with the Komodo dragons, and it got rescued. The staff somehow managed to rescue this kitten and put it into foster care, and they named him Komodo, which is very cute. So that's a sweet story, but I just love the fact that this poor girl happened to be there in that moment and saw the kitten trapped in the Komodo dragon enclosure, and to this day probably still thinks the zoo was just feeding live kittens to the reptiles, which is hilarious to me because like what kind of fucked up zoo would that be to do that? And probably to this day she still tells her friends and family like, I swear I saw it, they were feeding kittens to the Komodo dragons. You gotta believe me. All right, last review, so let's make it a good one. All right, you ready? 1 star. Back in 2021, I saw a man jump in and wrestle a female gorilla, for lack of better terms. Didn't know people like this existed. I'm scarred for life. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching.